the message tonight that I have for you is basically the truth about demons, and what that amounts to is kind of an overarching title. There are about 6 parts in this series, and so tonight I'm just going to try to kind of wet your whistle with a couple of excerpts from 2 of the parts. Starting off with asking the question, what do demons and Christmas have to do with each other? Christmas is about one singular event. It's about the birth of Christ. It's about God taking on human flesh, being born of a virgin, and living a sinless life and dying a horrible death for you and I. That is what Christmas is all about. And so at this time, do you think that the devil and his demons are going to just sit back and say, well, we'll let God get the glory, it's all right? Not on your life. What they're going to do is what you already see. They've come up with 10,000 different distractions for you and I around Christmas time. And to top it off, that's not enough for Satan. He needs some human suffering. And so what kind of human suffering goes on around Christmas, apart from all the rest of the stuff? Depression and suicide. And so tonight what I'd like to do is talk to you about those issues and how you can be delivered from depressive thoughts, how you can be delivered from these emotions that drive you down and keep you ineffective for Christ, because that's what the devil's whole job is. But first off, I really want to talk about what it is that we're so afraid of. Well, let me back up for just a second, though, and just say that obviously this is not your typical Christmas season message. If I had to subtitle it, I would say, why is Christmas killing some of us and depressing so many others? And according to the CDC's, Centers for Disease Control, they say that right after Christmas, the suicide rate goes up some 40%. And according to Psychology Today, that currently there are about 17 million adults on antidepressants, and that number seems a little low. If you ever look at these sites, what you'll see is they tend to be 2 or 3 years back. 17 million people on antidepressants doesn't seem like a lot to me right now. But anyway, as far as demons go, well, why are we afraid of demons? Why do you think that is? And why is this the absolute last topic in the universe anybody wants to hear about? Well, in a word, demons. They love to keep you afraid of them, and they love to keep you blinded of them. And that's part of their ploy. And don't you really hate when you're tricked on top of a trick? And that's kind of what that's all about. So what we're going to do here tonight is talk about biblical facts over what we believe to be true about demons. And this is especially for Melanie. I want to dedicate it to her. But let me just say again, if you're a born-again, blood-bought child of God, amen, you don't have to live in fear of a demon or the devil himself. You don't have to fear him. 1 John 4:4 tells us that he who is in you is greater than he who is of the world. And that's simply saying that God, who indwells a born-again believer, is greater than Satan. And if you really think about it, if you were to compare God's power to Satan's power, you're talking about the dirt on the bottom of the ant's foot in Satan's area, and here you've got God over here that indwells us. So that if Satan's able to scare you, wouldn't God be able to comfort you? And that's the thing that we miss. And so a lot of times we focus on the immediate, what we see, our circumstances, and we don't see that God is the one that makes a difference. It's kind of like bringing a gun to a knife fight. Where's Danny Archie? Danny Archie knows another. Danny, who wins the fight when you bring a gun to a knife fight?
You have to have a loaded gun first.
Okay, if the gun's not loaded, it won't work. But for the most part, and that's our example. The man with a gun always wins in a knife fight. So that's what we need to see about demons. Any offensive that Satan could ever bring to us, no matter how large it might be, and even on Satan's best day, with all his forces, he can't even get close to what God can do on God's worst day. So first of all, we need to get that in perspective, and that's why we really don't need to fear Satan. So the next question might come, and I bet Melanie's thinking about this back there right now. She's thinking, man, those things are ugly, though. Well, who told you that they were ugly? Well, demons did, all right, and Hollywood, of course. But, the Bible does say in Ezekiel 28:11-15 that, when Satan was created, originally he was beautiful, which is